Cars takes place after human extinction. It's one of Pixar's most beloved movies. Colorful characters, talking vehicles, a world full of charm. But have you ever noticed what's missing? People. There are no humans in the Cars universe, not even a single one, but the world is built for them. The cars live in houses with doors, they go to restaurants, there are sidewalks, billboards, motel rooms. Everything is designed for humans, not machines. So where did everyone go? There's a theory that Cars takes place after the apocalypse, long after humanity has been wiped out. And the machines, our machines, have become self-aware. They took over our cities, adopted our culture, copied our routines. But it's empty mimicry. They race on abandoned highways. They go on vacations no one needs. They run towns that serve no purpose. Some fans even tie it to the Wall-E universe, where humans fled Earth, and the machines we left behind evolved into something new. Something cold, something lonely. And Lightning McQueen? He's not a hero. He's the echo of a civilization that no longer exists. Winnie the Pooh represents mental illness. It's one of the most beloved children's stories of all time. But psychologists have noticed something off, because each character in Winnie the Pooh seems to match a specific mental illness. Pooh himself, an eating disorder and possible ADHD, obsessed with food, easily distracted, low attention span. Piglet, generalized anxiety disorder, always panicking, always afraid. Eeyore, textbook clinical depression. Tigger, classic hyperactivity and impulsivity, a poster child for ADHD. Rabbit, OCD. He needs everything in order. Gets upset when it's not. Owl, narcissism. Kanga, overbearing parenting disorder. Some theorists believe the 100-acre wood is actually a metaphor for a psychiatric facility. Each character is a different patient. Each interaction, a therapy session. Even Christopher Robin? He's the only human, possibly the only one imagining it all. Once you notice it, the story doesn't feel cozy anymore. It feels clinical and sad. Ed and Eddy are all dead. The cul-de-sac. A strange place with strange rules. Endless summer days. No adults. No escape. According to this theory, the kids in Ed and Eddy are dead. And the neighborhood is purgatory. Think about it. None of the kids ever age. They all have weird colored tongues. The sky changes colors constantly, and no parents are ever seen. Each child comes from a different era, dressed in outdated clothes with distinct behavior. Eddy, the 50s, a con man always chasing money. Double D, a 60s nerd. Ed, the comic book obsessed kid of the 70s. Johnny, looks like he walked out of the 40s. They never leave the cul-de-sac. They never grow up, because they can't. And the Conker sisters, they're demons, tormenting the boys. Because that's what demons do in Purgatory. It's a wild theory, but once you start watching the show with this lens, it explains too much to ignore. Monsters, Inc. is about child trafficking. A movie about cuddly monsters who collect screams? Sure. Until you listen to the theory. Some fans believe Monsters, Inc. is really about child trafficking. The monsters travel through portals, closet doors to enter children's bedrooms. At night, unnoticed. They don't harm the kids. They scare them. Why? Because their fear is converted into energy. But the whole operation looks disturbingly like a trafficking ring. A secret world controlled by a large corporation. With hidden doors, assigned targets, extraction methods. There's even a black market scare dealer in the film. One that's punished for going rogue. But the main company still runs the system, just with laughs instead of screams. And then there's Boo, a little girl who stumbles into their world and is seen as a threat, a loose end, one that has to be returned or erased. The movie plays it light, but under the surface, it's hard not to feel like we're watching something sinister. The Powerpuff Girls were created to replace a lost child. Sugar, spice, and everything nice, plus Chemical X. That's how the Powerpuff Girls were created. But why? One theory says Professor Utonium lost a daughter, and the girls are his attempt to replace her. Think about it. He lives alone, in a laboratory, no wife, no family, no backstory. Just 3 perfect daughters created out of thin air. He's overly protective. He panics when they're in danger. And most importantly, heck, he never wants them to grow up. They stay the same age. Forever. The girls might not be replacements. They might be projections, built from grief. Each one representing a different side of his missing child. Bubbles, the innocence. Blossom, the responsibility. Buttercup, the anger. The show is action-packed, but behind the punches is heartbreak. Dexter's lab is a coping mechanism for abuse, a secret laboratory, genius inventions, endless battles with his sister. But what if none of it is real? Some theorists believe that Dexter created the lab in his imagination. As a way to escape an abusive household, he hides it behind a bookshelf. No one else ever sees it. Even his parents seem oblivious. But the lab gives him control, something kids without power desperately crave. Dee, his sister, is a constant threat, maybe representing chaos at home. And Mandark, another abuser, but this time outside the family. The theory says the lab isn't a place. It's a mindset, one Dexter retreats into whenever life gets too painful. It sounds far-fetched, until you realize how often children in bad situations create fantasy worlds, and how rarely anyone questions it. Blue's Clues is about a child with schizophrenia. It's a simple show, a man, a dog, and clues hidden in everyday life. But some viewers believe Steve isn't talking to the audience. He's talking to himself. According to this theory, Blue's Clues is actually about a child, or a young man, developing schizophrenia. His dog doesn't speak. The mailbox, the salt shaker, the soap, they're all hallucinations. Objects that talk back. He spends each episode obsessively solving puzzles, clues, patterns, paranoia. And when Steve leaves for college in the later seasons, some say that's code for being institutionalized. His brother Joe takes over, but he never quite fits. The house feels emptier. The clues make less sense. Because it's not a new story, it's the aftermath of a breakdown. Mickey Mouse is dying in his final cartoon. In 2009, a creepypasta appeared online. A video, black and white, no title. Just a file name. suicidemouse.avi. It starts with Mickey walking down a city street. His head is down. The background repeats. At first it seems harmless, then the screen flickers. The music changes. The city becomes distorted. Mickey begins to melt. Screams are heard in the background. Some say it's fake. Others swear the video was real. A lost Disney reel made by a depressed animator. But here's the weird part. People dug through the Disney archives and found early Mickey shorts where he walks endlessly, in silence for minutes at a time. The tape may be a hoax, but the feeling it captures? That creeping sense that your childhood hero isn't smiling anymore? That's real.